So, I mean, there's a lot of data in your tracker. I mean, there's a lot of those graphs and tables and things like that. So, what sets of data have you been watching, and why is it important to track those particular sets of data?
Well, ultimately, this is obviously taxpayer money. And furthermore, this is taxpayer money that has been designed to be lost. So it's really interesting to see where, I think it's very interesting to see where, at least where the money is going. Uh, the SBA has published some data weekly over the last year. And that's where I've been pulling those many tables and graphs from. So the actual metrics that I've been following range from, as I mentioned above, the total amount that the PPP has dispersed, the total number of loans, PPP loans that have gone out over the last year. But there's also a lot more granular and interesting data, including state by state data. So, Kyle, you're from Vermont.
Mhm.
In phase three alone, Vermont has seen 8,000 PPP loans with a little over $540 million in value. By comparison, California has seen 500,000 PPP loans supporting roughly $32 billion in value. Now, I'm not one to suggest that California or Vermont is more deserving of PPP funds. I don't think I've been to either. But I think it's really interesting to know which states were better at obtaining PPP funds, because if nothing else, I think that should inform how we think about small business support in future financial crises. Uh, it's also useful and interesting to know the industry of PPP respondents, which has been overwhelmingly dominated by construction and then by healthcare. More recently, since the Biden administration, the SBA has been compiling and reporting PPP demographic data, which, while fascinating, has proven to be wildly useless because it is not mandatory for PPP respondents to provide their gender or their ethnicity or their veteran status, and the vast majority haven't. So, unfortunately, there's not a lot to really fathom from that. One metric I do find really interesting is, again, in phase three, reporting on PPP loans that go to first time versus second time receivers of a PPP loan, because, as mentioned, since phase three, firms have been able to apply for a second PPP loan. And one thing I find really interesting is that although, as of now, roughly half of all PPP loans go to first time versus second time applicants, so it's broadly 50-50. The average loan size of a second time PPP loan is still roughly 5 times the size of a first time average loan size.